The long-running legal battle between Ripple and the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission is approaching a critical procedural milestone on June 16, 2025. This date marks the deadline for the SEC to file a status report with the U.S. Court of Appeals regarding the progress of a potential settlement. Joint motion for indicative ruling. Both Ripple and the SEC have renewed their request for an indicative ruling under Federal Rule of Civil Procedure 60. This comes after Judge Analisa Torres denied a previous motion filed under Rule 62.1, stating it was procedurally improper. The parties are now claiming exceptional circumstances to revisit the final judgment, citing shifting regulatory attitudes at the SEC and a mutual desire to avoid further litigation. Proposed settlement terms. The proposed settlement involves a reduction of the civil penalty to $50 million, down from the originally proposed $125 million, and the release of $125 million held in escrow. This settlement would also allow institutional sales of XRP under regulatory approval. June 16th. Deadline. The SEC is required to update the court on whether settlement terms have been finalized or if more time is needed for negotiations. This is a procedural milestone, nay, a final judgment date. Impact on IPO. According to former SEC lawyer James Farrell, Ripple is practically precluded from an IPO for another 4 years due to the existing injunction. Getting this injunction dropped is crucial for Ripple to pursue an IPO. Potential outcomes on June 16th. There are several possible scenarios for what the SEC's status report on June 16th could reveal. 1. Finalize settlement terms. If an agreement has been reached, the report may confirm that both sides are ready to withdraw their ongoing appeals. This would be a significant positive development for XRP. 2. Request for more time. The SEC might indicate that negotiations are still ongoing and request an extension. This would prolong the uncertainty but keep the door open for a settlement. 3. No filing or vague filing. If the SEC fails to file a clear report, the appeals court may resume the briefing process, further delaying a resolution. Market impact and long-term implications. The crypto market is closely watching this case due to its potential impact on XRP and the broader regulatory landscape. A finalized settlement could lead to XRP classified as a non-security. This would clear the way for compliant public trading and significantly boost investor confidence. Fast-tracked XRP-based ETFs. Market analysts estimate a 98% probability of XRP ETF approval if a settlement is reached. Renewed investor confidence and institutional adoption. Clarity in regulation would likely attract more institutional money into XRP. Conversely, a failure to reach a settlement by June 16th could reintroduce regulatory uncertainty, dampen sentiment, and trigger fresh market volatility. The XRP SEC lawsuit is at a pivotal moment. While June 16th is a procedural deadline, the content of the SEC's status report will be crucial in determining the immediate future of XRP. The crypto community remains hopeful for a resolution that brings clarity and paves the way for XRP's continued growth and adoption. For those new to the saga or needing a refresher, the SEC filed a lawsuit against Ripple in December 2020, alleging that XRP was an unregistered security. This sparked years of legal wrangling, impacting XRP's price and market sentiment. Fast forward to April 2025, both parties jointly requested a 60-day pause in the appeals process to explore a potential settlement. This brings us to tomorrow, June 16th, 2025. June 16th, 2025. SEC Status Report. Deadline June 16th is not the date of a final judgment, but rather a crucial procedural milestone. It's the deadline for the SEC to file a status report with the U.S. Court of Appeals regarding the progress of that potential settlement. The crypto world is eagerly awaiting this report, as it could signal the beginning of the end for this protracted legal battle. So, what are the possible scenarios we could see unfold tomorrow? There are 3 main possibilities. This is what many in the XRP community are hoping for. If Ripple and the SEC have reached an agreement, the report will confirm they are ready to withdraw their ongoing appeals. Rumors suggest this settlement could involve a significantly reduced civil penalty for Ripple, potentially $50 million instead of the originally proposed $125 million. More importantly, a settlement could officially classify XRP as a non-security, clearing the way for compliant public trading and potentially fast-tracking XRP-based ETFs. This would be a monumental victory for Ripple and the broader crypto industry, setting a precedent for how digital assets are regulated. Request for more time? It's also possible that negotiations are still ongoing, and the SEC will request an extension. This would prolong the uncertainty surrounding XRP, but would also indicate that both parties are still actively working towards a resolution. While not as immediately impactful as a full settlement, it would keep the door open for a positive outcome in the near future. No filing or vague filing. The least desirable outcome would be if the SEC fails to file a clear report, or submits one that is vague and lacks concrete details. In this scenario, the appeals court may resume the briefing process, pushing the resolution even further down the road. This would likely lead to continued market volatility and frustration within the XRP community. The stakes. Why June 16th matters. The outcome of this lawsuit has massive implications, not just for XRP, but for the entire cryptocurrency market. A favorable resolution for Ripple could boost investor confidence. Regulatory clarity would attract more institutional money into XRP and the crypto space as a whole. Pave the way for XRP ETFs. Analysts estimate a 98% probability of XRP ETF approval if a settlement is reached, opening up XRP to a much wider range of investors. Impact Ripple's future. A key aspect of the proposed settlement is the dissolution of the injunction that has practically precluded Ripple from pursuing an IPO for another 4 years. Getting this injunction dropped is crucial for Ripple's long-term growth and expansion. Conversely, continued delays or an unfavorable outcome could reintroduce regulatory uncertainty, dampen market sentiment, and potentially trigger further price volatility for XRP. Tomorrow, June 16th, 2025, is a day to watch closely for XRP. While it's a procedural deadline, the SEC's status report will provide crucial insights into the future of this landmark case. The crypto community is hopeful for a resolution that brings clarity and paves the way for XRP's continued growth and adoption. Remember, the crypto market is dynamic and unpredictable. Always do your own research and understand the risks involved. What are your predictions for tomorrow's SEC status report? Do you think we'll finally see a settlement? Let us know in the comments below. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel for more in-depth crypto analysis, and hit that notification bell so you never miss an update. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.